Here we go.
I do want to create. I do want to create an NFT. I don't know what I'm going to create, but I'm going to create a Gotham City Limit NFT. And I mean, I don't know what it's going to be, but I'm 100% going to do it because why not?
Yeah.
Because there's no
we
reason
should
not to.
definitely have a
And if
Gotham City.
if I had like 10 of them and I charged $10 a piece, I swear to God, I would sell them instantaneously. In fact, I don't want to jump ahead, but fucking drop that shit on Steals and Deals, dude.
An
You're
NFT.
like, oh, okay, first 10 to claim this thing. It's got to be actually. Let's talk about this first, because I know you got a little thing, but
Yeah, welcome to the MotorMouth Podcast.
doesn't matter. Yes. Hey, how's everybody doing?
You know, we always just get right into it.
That's the best way to do it. There's no, introductions. I mean, It's like, hey, good to see you. Blah blah blah. Start doing something. But if you did something like that, the lag, the claim system on Facebook, because it's just like you have to like look and see the first person who claims. And
Yeah,
I think when you type yours in, yours appears before everybody else's.
I think so. That should be how it works.
I'm pretty sure that's what people told me.
Yeah.
So I'm basically just picking somebody off the top of the first person that I see.
Right.
I guess they got to take my word for it. But I wonder if there's like what's a better platform for that?
For what are you trying to say? Like just trying to like pick somebody?
No, I mean, yeah.
Like,
I mean, what has a better, like, is YouTube better in the comments in terms of like first person to type it in actually is the first person that pops up on the screen?
well, there's a lot of services that offer that now that know when the person typed it in. They can look at the metadata. There's a lot of services. I've been looking into that for like name picking and
but it
stuff
like
that.
comes up instantaneously, or I have to go back and look at it. You know what I mean? I'm fine with still doing it the way I do it. I was stacking my phone on milk bone boxes before you gave me the selfie stick. You know what I mean? I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit like if I have to like scroll on the thing and just wait for Facebook. It is Facebook.
Actually,
it is.
I'm pretty
But
sure you can
Facebook
do
is
it
like
live, yeah.
younger people really respond to stuff on Instagram. On Facebook, it is not. Man,
Well,
that's just they're not in Facebook.
They just released
anymore.
that study and that whole whistleblower showing that like teenage people, like younger people, are just leaving Facebook. They're
Well, yeah,
leaving
my
in
niece, I
droves.
said, follow us on Facebook or Instagram. And she's like, Facebook's for old people, because my niece is her mother, my sister is her mother. She's old to her.
Right.
So, and nobody would, if I was growing up, my parents were on something in a group.
Yeah.
Fuck no, I wouldn't have been in it.
Yeah.
Right? It wouldn't have mattered if it was online or in real life, dude.
Yeah,
Why
I
my
mean,
parents are in the group? No, fuck no, I'm
that
not
was like
there.
when my
Why would
mom
I
and dad
ever
had,
do
like,
that?
they had like
We would
those
have the
tunnel
underground
Wi-Fi
group.
ones.
We'd be like, and that's why they're the TikTok or whatever it is. They just go to the other one. And so then eventually when these kids who are on TikTok, when they have kids, they're going to have to be on something else, because there's going to be the next one, because there's no fucking way they're going to be on TikTok with their mom.
And there's always the next one. That's
what I'm saying. I don't know what it is, but something's coming. Something's coming, and the next generation is going to find it, and they're going to make it big because they want to.
Do you think?
Because they don't want to be with their parents. Who does?
I think the next thing is going to be. I don't think it's going to be the metaverse, but I think it'll be something like the metaverse, because all these kids now.
Who
have
knows? He says
tablets.
metaverse. No one has any idea what his real idea is. It could be insane. I mean,
well, no, he dropped it. He dropped the logo. It's got a little.
Well, no.
landing
I know he
page.
showed that, but I mean, what really is? He said kind of what's going down, right? But I mean, what is it? What's his real end game?
I think his real end game is like he wants everybody to just be sitting at home. It's kind of like Matrix style.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, I mean, eventually, I suppose that is going to be a reality, but not a reality for me.
Oh yeah, it's definitely not going to be our generation. It's definitely going to be like the next several generations.
Right. Well, because there's a cutoff point of a split between Americans, ones that were born before the Great Awakening, and then experienced both, what it was like before the internet existed, and then what it's like after the internet existed. And then there's people that have been born that have only known the internet era.
And I just realized
and so you would never know. You don't even know what it was like to be 1987 outside with no internet and no telephone and no way to get a hold of you and not tracking you. And there's not a beeper in your fucking backpack.
Oh my God. I remember having a pager.
Yeah.
had a pager before a cell phone.
I have people that come in that I mean, and this is what it is. You use your kid's cell phone as a tracker. Like
Oh yeah,
that's
that happens all
basically
the time.
you just look them up and you're like, where's my fucking kid?
My I think a lot of my family did that. I think what started that is, I don't remember if you remember the jump fly phones. There was commercials for them for
No.
kids. They had GPS and they had like several contacts that you could call, and it was shaped like a bug, and it was literally like a GPS for your kid.
No, I
That I
had
feel like was
pagers.
the start of it.
I had pagers and then a cell phone when I was like 22.
Yeah.
And then that's when it all started. But I remember clearly before that, the pager in high school. And that was crazy. I mean, you know what I mean?
The first text
The people
messages.
could, basically. Yeah. Well, you learned how to text like love and 143 and
Well, then they
hello
released the
and
ones that like literally could put
43770 upside down is hello. And you could do emergency 911 and payphones. It was free to page from. So, and it was free to call phone numbers from payphones.
Picture of a payphone during COVID era.
I spent a lot of time talking to people on payphones. A lot. 1-800 go collect 1-800 collect, where you could just where all those commercials and how much money was made and being made and collect phone and collect calls. Yeah, holy shit, a bunch of them. I mean, when was the last time you got a phone call and it was like, do you want to accept Ben? You had to say your name real quick. Ben.
I'm just waiting for
it's Ben K.
I'm waiting for my home phone to go off right now because my uncle still has a home phone. He swears he'll always have one. So
I tried to do it in my like 30, in my like early 30s. I got like the Comcast triple play package, and then I was like, yeah, what the fuck am I? There it is.
There's no way. There's no way. Wow. We spoke it into existence.
Yeah,
like we talked about it enough that we spoke it into existence. We're getting a phone call right now, folks. That's a real thing. I didn't plan on that.
That's funny. Whatever.
I can't believe that happened. And the best part, this is be a great clip we're talking about back in the day.
I did try.
No kid would have that happen today.
No, man. The people trying to use the rotary phone that have never used it before. Because if you don't teach them, how would you know? You don't know anything in life. Yeah, that's I don't like to laugh at people who don't know something because there's a ton of shit I don't know. And then I learn. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Okay, cool. Someone has to teach you everything you know. However, not knowing about rotary phones just kind of like it's just something different. I mean, I don't know what to say other than the internet is made my life really easy in a lot of ways that I was insufficient as a human being. Deadlines, paying things on time that required sending something in the mail ahead of time. Yeah, now automatic withdrawals. Debit cards didn't exist when I was in high school.
Or like, look at all the banks
wasn't
that
a debit
aren't
card.
Real banks.
Yeah, I mean, whatever, everything. I mean, that's all made it easy, and the internet has also just basically ruined everything. So, I mean, it's that's how it goes.
The internet also gives us a soapbox to talk about what we want to talk about. But I think what we're seeing in these next generations.
I like the internet. I'm not saying that I don't like the internet, but social media, the internet, the ability to.
I think echo chambers is what's ruined it. It's
squeaky wheels get the oil. Like, I don't like to be squeaky.
No.
Some people like to be squeaky, and then it seems like they get all the attention, and like that's what's going on. And I don't think that that's what's really going on. I think what's really going on are most of the people who don't say a fucking thing.
Well, I think what we're seeing is a hard change in like people like helping each other out and like working together. This is what I'm starting to see on social media, like people reaching out and like collabing with each other. Like you're seeing like these sort of TikTok houses where like all these creators are literally getting together and like living in a home and making content. And then you got like the movers and shakers, like you're not really a small business owner. Like,
but small. It is what it is. I try, I swear to God, the first like year, I'm like, don't call me small, and then I'm like, no, I'm small. I mean, it just is what it is. If you look at numbers, it's small compared to what would be a big business, Jeff Bezos, Amazon or something. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But, and if I was born younger, like instead of 79, I was born in 2009.
Right.
I'd live in a fucking TikTok house if I had the opportunity to be famous and make money and hang out with my buddies. I basically lived in a TikTok house in college. We just didn't film it.
Right. The
Yeah, I
vicinity
mean, like
homes
that
and stuff
was
like that.
yeah.
I mean, then I kind of think about it. I kind of did the same thing when I went down to the Sausage Castle days. Like
Yeah, I
those days when I
mean,
went down there and went to
so
make
I don't
content
like
there.
judge younger people for doing the things they do because I
Mhm.
bet there's a lot of the things that I mean, I'm just too old to do any of that shit. It's
Right.
just past me. But if it was my generation, 100% would have been doing it. I
Like
would be, and that's why like it would have been tough, man. 14 years old with a Facebook account, like you break up with a girl and then you see her like on Saturday out
constantly,
with some other dude
or
or
not even on
something, and you're
Saturday. You
just
see her the next
14-year
day.
old trying to feel good about yourself. Yeah, man. I don't know. It's tough. I mean, they're also I think they've learned to buffer a little bit, but instantaneous relationships, I think I remember when my niece said something like, I don't know if it's still the same way, but if you don't respond within 45 seconds, you're not going to respond.
What? Wait, do we not remember mail days?
No, she doesn't. She's fucking 18.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
I like, and then I don't really think about it. Like I had talked to my mom the other day, and we were talking about some family member, and she goes, "Well, it couldn't have been that long ago. It had to be like 2015." I was like, "Well, was it during Donald Trump's presidency?" She goes, "Oh, way before that." I was like, "Mom, that was 2016."
yeah,
And
exactly.
she goes, "What?" She stopped. I was like,
Yeah.
"Time is so irrelevant."
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
like,
My younger sister has a kid that's 18. That's how old I am.
my younger sister just had a baby,
Yep.
and I'm now an uncle. So shout out to my sister. She's probably watching, but shout out to her. Yeah.
Oh,
I can't
shit.
believe it. What's up?
Nice. I just got a text message about a badass comic book they just dropped
What's
off.
the insider info here on the MotorMouth Podcast? What we got?
Inferno #1.
Yeah.
Shannon Mayer did a comic of Magic for Inferno #1, an exclusive.
Right.
And then for Comic Mint. And then New York Comic Con had one where they did it. It was in blue, but this one is the fire one. So it's like limited to, I don't know, some ridiculously low number, like 600.
That is badass.
Yeah. Magic's awesome.
Speaking of Comic Cons, conventions are back in full swing, which is super awesome. MotorMouth will be at Super Noodle Con over in front of Tinseltown on November 20th. So
Speaking of, dude, I got an email last night that there's a Bold City Con going down in February here.
Ooh, I'm definitely gonna have to peep that and put in my info for that.
Yeah.
Either
So
get a table or cover it media wise.
yeah, I might. I don't know, that one I might go if it's like some kind of like con. I mean, I have some cool stuff. We could take stuff and just go down there and hang out. I mean, that's the whole point of it. I sometimes I'm reluctant to do stuff like that, only because I already pay rent to sell stuff. Right? People are like, "Are you going to the Ramada?" And I'm like, "No, man. I'll put my fucking logo on whoever's putting the show up at the Ramada."
Right.
And then if you go to the Ramada to check stuff out and you see my logo, I get a lot of people that stop into my place.
Right.
So I want you to come in here, but I don't want to pay an additional $250 on top of my rent to sell more stuff, just to haul it into my car, to drive it somewhere else to sell it. I already have a place.
Yeah, sure. Sure.
You know what I mean? And if you come to Jacksonville to go do that stuff, or you just got up on a Sunday morning to go to a show somewhere at 10 a.m. at like a Ramada or some kind of con, chances are you're like, you want to go over to Gotham City Limit? It's 12 minutes from here. Yeah, sure. Let's go.
Yeah,
Jacksonville's huge. Gives a shit. Everybody drives 25 minutes.
Yeah, I was going to say Jacksonville. Like I've said many times on the podcast, the great thing about Jacksonville is you're 20 minutes from anywhere in Jacksonville. It's just if you need to get somewhere, it's about 20 minutes away.
Yeah, I like this area too. South Side, where I live now, in the shop, because it's right in the middle. You can get downtown very easy, right over the bridge. You can go 295, get to Mandarin. You can go to the beaches. You have options. JTB's right there. So this is a pretty good spot in Jacksonville, I think.
Speaking of pretty good spots, was that your first spot you looked at right there off Southside? I always wanted to ask that. Don't know why I've never asked it.
No. I looked at probably 10 different places.
10 different. Wow.
Overall. When I first thought I was going to do it, I thought I was going to take over in the same location and just do my own thing.
So small.
Yeah, but it wasn't. It was small, but it wasn't it felt small because the ceiling was real low. It
Oh
felt
yeah.
it had low ceiling, so you felt really like in like a little dungeon.
Yeah, and
You
it
know, and
also
they
had that
blocked
like
all the sunlight out with cardboard because you have to, because the sun sets on the opposite side of South Side,
yeah.
and it'll destroy your fucking product. I mean, like you should see my hours sign on the outside door. It's pink. It was bright red. It's
Dude,
pink and white.
I think like we have like a progression picture of like some of the posters.
Yeah. And so I put heavy UV on the windows. That's why from the outside you can't really see in, because it's heavily reflective. You can see in at night better, but it like during the day when the sun's hitting it, when light's hitting it, it's highly reflective. And then we put posters up on the inside too, and you should feel like it's so hot. It's like, how's the devil's dick, baby?
Oof, hot. So you have like, have you ever thought about going somewhere bigger?
Yeah, but I don't like I don't want to. Moving sucks. Moving
Suck.
doesn't just suck about moving and the costs of everything to move. I mean, just to move the sign would be thousands of dollars.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot about that. Like that's
You know what I
definitely.
mean? If you and a lot of times you can't just move the sign. A lot of times you have to do a new sign.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and those things cost a pretty penny. It is no joke. I mean,
used
you
to-
want a nice sign. I didn't want a fucking joke of a sign. I want a real professional
I
sign.
used to work for Sign Pro America here in
Yeah.
Jacksonville. I know, like we had to do a sign downtown, and we put it up, built it, and everything. Then we had to remove it because it didn't line up with the historical society.
Yeah.
So they're like,
well, I
"Nah,
mean,
you
I
can't
didn't
have
realize
that."
all the like they have to get the permits and put the sticker up from the city and get the okay. Every county,
Jeez.
can't be the signage can't be too much. I mean, they have like restrictions on the letters and like how much space you can take up on the building.
What?
Oh
I didn't
yeah.
know any of that.
No, you don't learn till you get on it. So all of a sudden you start and they're like, and then it's fucking just, I mean, thousands and thousands of dollars for those signs.
Oh, trust me, I know that part.
Yeah.
Like I've put those signs together. They are a fucking process.
I mean,
and I've
everything
seen
is.
The,
I
I've
think
seen
if there's one thing that I
chunks.
think like the average person doesn't know is how fucking expensive it is to run a business. It's
I'm starting to
because
learn
people
as I
because
look
like
at
you pay
everything around
rent
me.
your whole life and you're like, oh, you pay rent. So then you're like, you imagine paying rent and you're like, oh, you have to rent a building. So you just pay rent. And you're like, no, man, my rent's $2,200 a month. It's not $850. And then when you rent out that property, okay, you're responsible for their old shitty AC unit. Their HVAC unit, once you rent it, this is a business lease, okay? This is what every lease is business-wise. This is how fucking crazy you get screwed over. And it's such fucking easy money to own real estate, right? And then so once you own it, you're in the money. And so then they collect rent from you. Then you have to pay their taxes on the property. You pay their property taxes. So that's included in the rent. So you pay your rent plus tax every time.
Wow.
Okay. So then, so not only do they own the property, you pay the taxes that they pay on the property when you rent it. Then you're responsible for their HVAC system. HVAC system on my building is 20 fucking years old. I've already had an issue and jerry rigged the motherfucker because I'm not buying them a new one, man.
Oh,
Fuck
of course
them.
not.
Right. And then on top of it, the rent, the HVAC system, you're responsible for every single thing that happens in there. They are totally not liable. I mean, it is 100% your responsibility, but their property.
Yep. That's the same way, like renting out just like a residential building too. Because like I've done the paperwork with my aunt.
Yeah, kind of big step. No.
Houses.
But if you rent an apartment, right? I mean, I think if you rent like an apartment or a house off somebody, if the HVAC system, that's the benefit to renting. I mean, that's one of the reasons I didn't own a home for a while.
Not in the state of Florida, fun fact.
Really?
Yep.
Well, I mean, this shit's written into triple lease, these business agreements. All of this is written in there. I've never had I've had a rental agreement where, I've lived in I rented for a long time, and the benefit to renting is you're throwing your money away, right? It's not going towards a property that you own.
Yeah.
However, if something goes wrong, if you break a pipe like I did and the water's gushing out, you call the fucking maintenance guy and you're like, fuck, water, gun.
Yeah,
and they
for
come
sure.
and fix all that. And then you don't get charged extra on your rent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The only time I've ever seen it where in the state of Florida is weirdly, wow, we just lost our camera, but we got sound. So guys, listen to us. It's an audio podcast. First off, I don't know why we lost our camera. What's up, TikTok? We're live.
Oh, the Canon.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be a MotorMouth podcast without losing the camera at least once.
There's probably like a sleep delay.
It should. Turn that off. See me? Yep, there I am. I think the HDMI got cut. That might have been what's up. Yep, that's it.
It fell out.
It fell out a little bit. And we're back.
Potential spam phone call missed. Nice.
So, yeah. Hey, TikTok, if you're watching live, go to the link in the bio. Go to the link in the bio. Link in the bio. Actually, I'm balding, so it's not a tube.
I think 90% of men by 50 are, so I don't worry about it, man.
Actually, I've been reading that testosterone book. I don't know if you watched that episode of Joe Rogan, Countdown, by that lady.
No,
it seems like people in my generation are just fucked with testosterone. They're going to be losing their hair. Low T is going to be very prevalent for like the next several generations. You're going to be seeing a weird feminization of men. But yeah, that's going to be
why? Because it's promoted.
Well, no,
publicly?
It's just because of all the petroleum plastics. They have done tons of research that it
that it's limiting testosterone. Gotcha.
All from like medical plastics and all the IVs and stuff when you're a baby. All of that's petroleum-based plastics. All that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm 42. Didn't I have all that stuff though?
Yeah, same. But
I don't. I mean, I don't feel like I had any issues at this point. Now I'm like, I think at 40 you start losing testosterone.
Yeah,
you stop making it. You stop making it at the same rate.
I unfortunately have an endocrine problem, so I already get testosterone shots, and it sucks at the age of 26. Take care of your health, folks. And why we're saying that, so you've been doing this thing that's been a revitalization of MotorMouth Entertainment and kind of doing your live shows. You've been doing Steals and Deals. Let's not talk about that yet, but we're going to talk about right now. We're going to talk about the amazing So You Want to Make a Deal.
Yeah, So You Want to Make a Deal, which is crazy because it's, you know what So You Want to Make a Deal is? So You Want to Make a Deal is exactly what like people talk about the American dream. So you try to just think of something that you're like, fuck it. And everybody always says you can do what you want, right? And that is true to some extent. I had to show up at work for almost 4 years straight to be able to do what I wanted and which is host a game show. But the idea of the game show isn't that serious. It's not real. That's why it's my identical twin that does it, you know. But the idea is that I have always loved the idea of being a game show host, right? And I like that those games are always kind of fun. They're kind of simple and chancy and whatever, and it brings energy. And I've always liked Wayne Brady, and so you know, You Want to Make a Deal, the actual game show. You know, ours is So You Want to Make a Deal. I also get a ton of people who come into the shop and they're like, so you want to make a deal? Or like, they're like, oh, can we make a deal on this? So I'm always like, so you want to make a deal, huh? Yeah. All right. You know, because the first thing, you know what, people coming to my shop, never met me in their entire life. They're like, dude, what kind of deal can you make? I'm like, my name's Ben.
Nice to meet you.
And then I'll give you 10% off. Let's do this.
I'll mention MotorMouth. You never know what could happen.
Feels a little bit like a recession.
I mean, yeah.
A little bit.
Just
because you have to spend so much money on everything else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But hey, at least we can spend the money on all these freedoms. And
yeah. Too, right? Absolutely. Yeah, 100%. I mean, I'm a spoiled human being, but spoiled human being. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't like supply chain. I don't like not being able to get bags and boards. I've been doing it for less than 4 years, so it's not like a long time. You're always going to run into some. But I don't enjoy not being able to get stuff, or you know, But I think the good news is whenever you do something business wise where you feel like you're underperforming, even if it's not your fault, it always makes you feel better if the majority of people understand. And a lot of times they don't because they're not in the position to understand. But in this, they get like, go to the grocery store and try to find cat food. You know what I mean? They can't do it. It's just what it is. It's on a ship.
Yeah,
it's coming in. You know, we got your toys coming. Toys from China are coming.
Like DeSantis said, our ports are open. Come on over.
I know. Come to Florida. Let's do this, dude. I
start
love
Florida. Florida, we got a lot of stuff happening. Speaking of that, let's do a little commercial real quick.
I could have. Okay.
This is for you. Speaking of commercials.
Oh, yeah. Tap Cancer Out. Yeah. So my best friend from high school started this thing.
Right.
It's called Tap Cancer Out. It actually was Tap Out Cancer. And then he got into a lawsuit argument with, They sued him.
What?
Yeah, for name likeness. So then they had to settle. They settled with them on Tap Cancer Out, on this Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Open, where they go around the country hosting these tournaments. The people who are into the community get to wrestle or compete. Excuse me. They don't win any money, but they make medals for it.
Yeah,
and then they raise money and they get free entries based on the fundraising.
Yeah, and they go all the way down to like white and gray belts. Like that's the really cool
anyone
thing.
can do it. Children to adults. The community of BJJ. It's exactly what John didn't get into it until he was older, until he was in college. You know what I mean? So he was in his 20s, and now you have kids that are 8 years old doing it.
Yeah.
It's discipline. They're always talking about discipline. That's why, like, religion, no matter what you think about it, religion's good for discipline. I'm not
guidelines,
but you can find that stuff other places.
Right.
And Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is a really good place to do that. So, a lot of people I know, John included, who started this, my buddy Robbie, who's into it, they didn't do it till they were later on. It's not something I do just because I'm a grinder. I like to work and I'm a show off. I need attention. So I like being in a place where everyone talks to me. However, but the BJJ thing, the Tap Cancer Out, is so awesome. It's going to be down at the JJVA Center tomorrow.
Yep. Right here.
All the money, the entry fee, all the money to it goes to 9 beneficiaries. This guy, John Thomas, he started this Tap Cancer Out. He raises millions of dollars a year for these beneficiaries. It is a full-on charity he runs, non-profit organization. And so, it's very legit. He does it. He's had some very he's had some cancer hit home, and his family and his extended family, and so it really means something to him, and he gets to spend his time doing something that he feels is part of the reason I have my shop is because I like I think that there are some people who go their entire day, who get up, might be single, okay, or even in a relationship, but maybe it's not like, maybe they do it for a couple of years and they're kind of bored, or not bored, but just they don't put the same effort in. Get up, go to work all day, might have a boss tell them how they don't do something right for most of the time. Get out of work, go to a store and get groceries and do shopping and errands at places where no one knows you. They might know you at the dry cleaning place, but they're not like, "Hey, Joe, how's it going today?" Like, "How was your day?" That's why people go to bars, but if you drink all the time, it can't be good. It's just like anything else. You can't do something all the time.
It's kind of like it's the real social aspect that we're losing with social media. It's the
right because like actually right because at my shop, people, I like, one of my favorite things now is Gotham at the Limit. Everybody knows your name, right? And then, but online, we have an online shop now, GothamCityLimit.com, and then you just click shop now and it takes you to my Shopify store. But online, the communications we get with people via email are so cold and mean. The people are so cold and mean. And as soon as there's an interaction where I introduce a personality and or go like show them I'm an actual person and not just some fucking robot of a thing, like that, I don't know, they imagine me as like this Amazon warehouse where like, okay, you want me to tell you a story? Oh, this fucking guy?
Here we go.
All right. So Moon Knight one, very first
I think I got it.
exclusive comic I put online to sell. Well, before I put it up on a Shopify store to sell, I put it up online on social media, and I told people on social media, if you wanted it, send me your email, and I'll PayPal you, and we'll email. We'll get you the whole thing, and we'll ship it to you. And so then as we had set this up, as we were going along, we set up a new email address for correspondences because my email gets blown up. I already have multiple emails and they just get fucking blown up every day. It takes me a half hour every day just to delete shit out of it to keep it manageable, right?
Wow.
And so we created another email just for online sales because shipping sucks and things are going to get damaged no matter what you do. You
For
pack
sure.
it. Yeah.
Thanks,
Something's gonna happen, right? Eventually. So wanted to have a correspondent email, made it easy to look at just for shipping stuff. So then after we had done the first couple of rounds, like probably like 18 or 20 shipped out comics of Moon Knight, we put up this new email and we say, hey guys, this is where we're going. Anybody wants the shop, this is where we're going. We put up new standards on the guidelines on how it gets shipped and everything, So apparently a guy gets one and he sends me an email to my email and it says it's bent. It doesn't say anything else in the email. It's just it's bent, and like in the title, it has this like order number, which is like 1006, so like the sixth order or something, right?
Correct.
And it's bent, and somehow it slipped through the cracks. I mean, I probably I deal with so much, and I probably tried to remember it or like put it probably on a sticky note or something, but somehow it slipped through the cracks, right? And it happened to me a couple times with a couple people before I got everything on Shopify and found a rhythm. When you first start anything, it's a little fucking chaotic, but you can't be afraid to start. You just have to fucking start. And then you figure it out as you're going along. If you're like, no, it has to be perfect before we start, you'll never fucking start.
Yeah,
right?
like this podcast.
Right, exactly. So anyway, this thing slips through the cracks somehow. And then he never reaches out again. So then and I had a couple other ones slip through the cracks and they reached out again. And I was like, oh, so sorry. Here you go. Even included an extra comic for them. When I send it out, like, yeah, man, total accident. Boom. Here you go. Just we have people rip the covers. If something gets damaged, rip the cover off, send me a picture of the cover and I'll replace it. You know what I mean? I just don't want you scamming me to get multiple copies. So if yours is damaged, I'm going to take your word for it, rip the cover off, and let's do this. Boom, here's your new copy. No questions asked. And so this guy just doesn't ever respond, and I admittedly let it slip through the cracks, okay? I don't know the condition of the comments. I never got a picture of it. I don't know what it is, whatever.
It's bent.
So he sends me an email like, I don't know, 3 weeks ago. Okay, this is him. Moon Knight came out months.
I was about to say, like, I was about to pull my copy out, but I realized it's in the
exactly.
box.
So he sends me, actually doesn't send me an email. I wake up, I have a Google review. It is a 1-star review. It is only my second 1-star review I've ever gotten. I'll tell you the other story another time, but it's only second 1-star review. And I go and look at it, and this guy's like, I bought a Moon Knight comic online and it was bent during shipping. And I sent him an email and they ignored me. Do not do business with them. Like a little snidey thing. Right. And I was like, all right. I just went on there and I typed, hey man, sorry. Must have slipped through the cracks. Give us a call, type the phone number, and was like, well, we'll take care of you. I didn't ask you to change the review or do anything. I was like, here you go. Boom. Whatever. I don't care about the 1-star. Everything's usually 5 stars. It's an accident, whatever. Move on. 20 minutes later, right after I had responded to that, I went and checked my email. He sent me an email. And in the email, he said, just gave you a 1-star review.
Oh, he let you know he did this.
Yeah. Just gave you a 1-star review. F you.
Wow.
Right? So then I responded to the email and I just said, man, this is a total accident. Try to enjoy your life, dude. You're talking about a comic book, really. I mean, it's pretty awesome and limited, and I appreciate that. But like, you can't be getting this mad at imaginary people you never met over something that you really didn't put any effort into solving. You know what I mean? So then I was just going to let it go. And that was my email response. He responded like, I do enjoy my life. And I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm not engaging anymore. That's fine. I'm done with this guy. I swear to God, like 10 days later, I was like, fuck that guy. And I walked into the shop, and Ian came in that morning, and I was like, Ian, get 5 of those Moon Knight trade dress, put them in a box right now, pack it up. And then I got a piece of cardboard and I wrote, fuck you too. And I stuck it to the top of the 5 brand new Moon Knight, and I sent it to that dude. Because I wanted to prove to that guy it wasn't about the money or the comic or anything. It was a total legitimate accident, and you're an asshole for just being a dick to me for no fucking reason without even really reaching out. I mean, I made a little mistake, but I totally would have fixed it if you were like, hey, just checking up. I would have been like, oh, boom, I'm on it.
They wanted to be a Karen. All that sounded to me, especially when they reached out to let you know that they put in a 1-star review. Everybody knows on TikTok, if they reached out and they did that, they wanted you to respond. They wanted you to
no. And so then I was like, Ian, I'm not even going to tell this guy I'm doing it. Send those 5 out. I'm going to pay for it. Send those out to him. I sent those 5 out. Wow. I swear to God, last week, either Monday or Tuesday morning, I go check my email. This guy has sent me an email, and it says, holy shit, you're so awesome. I changed my review from 1 star to 5 star. You're a 5-star seller. Thank you so much.
It's always...
And I didn't respond. I was like, man, are you fucking kidding me? Dude, it said fuck you too on it.
It's like when the person like tweets at a celebrity like snarky, and the celebrity message back, and the person goes, "Oh my God, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan. I'm so sorry.
You do so good. You're such good work." True story. It is a true story. That's one of my 1-star reviews. One of my 2 1-star reviews on Google, right there.
Oh yeah. If you guys see the box pop up, let me know. Count them. But
yeah, so anyway, back to, so you want to make a deal, right? The whole point in doing it, the whole point so you want to make a deal is to have fun, to do something that I want to do just because I like doing it. Just like the first time I did it, you showed up right at 3:00 because I was going to do it. And I was like, here, hold my phone.
Yep.
And you held my phone, and I just do it. And now we have graphics, and it's cool, but I still don't take it too seriously. It's fun. The whole point of it is engaging. It's good for me. Ian works really hard on my online shop. I don't work really hard on the online shop. I work really hard on giving him ideas for the online shop, but Ian does a lot of it for me. I mean, that's one of the reasons I have him there. Ian. And so I get to use that as a platform to get out to people. Actually, right now, this weekend until end of Halloween, GothamCityLimit.com, click the shop now key. You automatically get 20% off everything in my online store. You can even hit local pickup and then just come pick it up, and we'll have it ready for you.
Link in the bio.
Yeah. GothamCityLimit.com.
Yeah, GothamCityLimit.com.
Yeah, but then you got to hit the shop now key on one of the pictures. It says it right there. It takes you right to the Shopify store. So
you should be able to click these here. All these here, you should be able to click them.
But yeah, it's 20% off. We're doing something there. But then we can use, so you want to make a deal for that. And then we give away cool stuff. You know what I mean?
Speaking of doing cool like stuff and like all that, you also have this amazing thing.
Yeah, and again, and you know what that started from? The day of the show, after the show, I was like, I went home. I get so sweaty from So You Want to Make a Deal that I go home, take a shower, and I came back.
Sweaty.
Yeah, right. Yeah. My identical twin gets so sweaty. And then take a shower, come back. And then I just was like, you know what? I'm going to do like a random claim. And I looked up something online, and there was a random logo for like Steals and Deals. And I was like, I'm doing that. Right. And I was like, I'm just going to use this real quick and start this random little claim sale. And you know what the best part about all this stuff is that I don't, because people are always like, oh, they're doing it, but they do it like this. But like, I know what we do at Gotham City Limit. Right. And so I try to keep it in that limit. My Steals and Deals are legitimate deals that you can't fucking get anywhere else. Like, I'm losing money. I lose money. Who's that?
That's our buddy Chill Gaming.
Oh, nice, dude. Nice. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
we're gonna
Garth, yeah, he's saying hi to Garth, dude.
yeah, man, we gotta pep that up. So,
But yeah, but I mean, that's they are the best deals. There's stuff that I have in the shop that are just deals that, but like, I like giving some of that stuff away. I like people that are willing to spend some of their time and hang out with me while we're online, So now we're doing it Thursdays at 4. I think it's a really good time. So I know I'm going to lock that one in for constantly. I might do it more just because ever since you gave me the selfie stick, I can literally do it. And to be honest with you, I do it at the shop. I got people in the shop claiming stuff while people online are claiming.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because if they walk in, I tell them, I'm like, because everyone gets quiet because I'm like online, I'm talking, and I get fucking loud for some reason.
It's the energy, man. I mean,
well, it's like the energy, and I want them to hear me, and I feel like for some reason I feel like microphones don't work that well. But they do. They're amazing. So like,
I was gonna get you one of those little road mics for your phone, so you can like not have to shout.
Oh yeah. Well, and like you said, it's the energy. I just kind of do it, and then it's just who I am, and then all of a sudden I'm shouting. But people come in and they want to be like real quiet, or somebody wants to ask me a question. They're like, "Oh, wait till you're done." And I'm like, "No, man, just ask me." And I got these people. I got 40 people I'm talking to, but they know we're just hanging out. Yeah. I mean, most of the stuff I do such good deals. Claim shows you look and it's like claim A, claim B, claim C. Well, we do that. We do claim A, claim B, claim C. But most of the time, I never leave it up there on claim A, claim B, claim C because most of the time I'm doing such good deals. I get claims so quick. It's like it's literally whoever is the first person they see on there. I'll be like claim A. I'll get 6 claim A's, and it's just whoever randomly gets the first name in. And I don't even know how that works on their algorithm on Facebook Live. Who types it in first? Is that literally the first name, or is it just somebody?
Sometimes it's not. That's why, like, you can use, say, if you were using like OBS, you can use a software that will literally find the chat that was the very first one, why it's live.
Yeah. So like, if there is something that does that, then I need to look into that just to make it. I want to be as transparent and fair. That's why I do my live raffles with like raffle a wheel of names.
Yeah.
And then like online, so it's like wheel generator, man. Here it's random. Everybody's on this thing.
I'm pretty sure you can use it on Facebook too. You'll probably just have the window up, and it'll constantly just keep refreshing and having the live chat. And then you can literally, because I know like on here, it will have literally the time, like what person commented at the exact nanosecond.
Oh, so yeah. So on this one, yeah. So that's what I need to do. I just want it to be transparent for everybody because, the first time I did it, I had people being like, "Ben, I think you missed my name," and I'm like, "No, I swear you were. It was the third name that popped up."
Yeah.
But in your feed, it was the first name that popped up because you typed it in and immediately goes into your feed. But that doesn't pop up on my live feed. And then how when you watch a chat, if you watch a chat live, it's connected to like what I say. So if I say something, then I get a comment and it's a couple seconds after. But then when you rewatch the video, the comments are much earlier than in what the comments are. You know what I mean? Like, or when you're speaking.
Like here, I believe it's a 10-second delay. So you can see, I think there's a latency delay, but you can see here, like, right, I can't even show you live. It says right here, like this person commented at 18:44:38. So it tells you exactly how
so you can make a deal.
So what I was going to do last time, but the TV wasn't hooked up. We can actually plug in the TV and then hook an HDMI from this, and you could be literally watching this screen as the chat's going. So you could have it on your TV right there next to you.
Yeah. TV. Or do something or put something up. Yeah, so I can read. Oh, so you get the chit. Yeah, no. I mean, we'll just keep growing it, man. It's fun. Eventually, we'll have to get a couple people inside.
We did last time. We had.
No, I know. Well, we definitely have people that come to watch now. Watch it live because it's different. You see it on a computer screen, and it's cool. But then when you're in there and you're like, "Holy fuck, this dude's loud."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's kind of the fun of it. The whole point was to be energetic and have fun, and I get to promote the place. I mean, my favorite comment the last time on any of them was, I think, the dude who was like, "Why?" He was like, "LOL, why do you have a pillow?" And then I was like, why do I have a Gotham City Limit pillow? And you know why? Because I bought fucking business cards and they were like, "You want a pillow?" And I was like, "Yeah, I kind of do want a pillow." Buy 5 of those pillows. I got coffee mugs, pillows, mouse pads. But I don't want to buy pens because it's fucking expensive, dude.
Pens are expensive.
Holy shit. And then they run out and then you throw it away. And my mouse pad you can use forever.
Shout out to Jack's Print. Did you check them out? They're
Yeah, I use local. I also had a local company make my little pins. Yeah. Speaking of which, Halloween party Sunday too. because there's free Halloween comics. So I'm not really like doing anything specific. I didn't even really make like a Facebook event or anything. I'm just open on Halloween.
Okay.
But I figure people will show up. We'll give away free comics. I've told people about it. I'll probably do a couple social media posts tomorrow, like, hey, come in tomorrow. It's Halloween, blah, blah, blah.
For sure, man. For sure. So we're winding down to an end. We got about 10 minutes left. So where do you see? So you want to make a deal? Do you think you're going to just keep making this thing bigger and bigger?
I actually, I'm gonna be dead honest with you. I had a
More
thought today
interactive.
because Punks by Pacer, and then
so
the
big.
T-shirts that I want. I was like, and I know there's a game show called "You Want to Make a Deal."
I thought it was called Let's Make a Deal.
Let's make a deal.
That's why I think so. So
So
you
you
want to make a
think?
deal?
So
it
you
should be
think
fine.
we're okay?
Yeah, it's more words.
Because my buddy with the Tap Cancer Out.
Yeah, I think we're fine. It's because it's so you want to make a deal. It's not Let's Make a Deal with Wayne Brady.
Yeah.
up.
That's
It's-
basically where I get inspiration with that and Price is Right. All the game shows, the whammies from Press Your Luck is where I get Punks by Pacer.
Well, I looked it up. All the games, I believe, you just can't use their actual names. But
It doesn't matter. Games, you just make up games.
Yeah.
And half the times I get ideas from some of those games. I have looked up ideas, but then other times I'm like, I just make up a game as I go along. And then the one we did, high low or whatever, that one I did, the high low, the one with the guessing game. I figured out a way to do it better the next time, and that's how. So that's where I see this thing going. Every single time, it just gets a little bit better and a little bit more fun and a little bit more planned out. And like, would I eventually see it doing something? I have no idea, and that's not even the point of it. Whether I have live participants. Don't do it online. I don't do it for any other reason than I get to promote the store and I get to do it. And it's fun for me and I love it. And I like the attention and I like getting to express myself that way and being a little out of control and, getting it. Everybody, I don't know how many people are like, my husband or wife watched your video while we were doing this on Saturday. And they were like, where does this guy get his energy? Is he on Adderall? And the answer to that question is no. I drink a fuck ton of caffeine, but I do not do any other drugs.
Speaking of that, Pat says big energy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. No, and that's fine. That's just who I am. Especially, I can be chill. But then when I get like going and I'm like, this is what I used to tell people in my restaurant. And even the people who work for me now, I tell them, I'm like, you're on stage when you're bartending. You're on stage when you're a server. You're on stage when you're taking care of someone in the shop because it's a show. It's a personality. Like I said, people go the whole day. It might not have anybody give a shit about anything that happened to them. Okay.
So
might even be in a relationship and still not give a shit about anything that happened to them. So then when you come in, that's why I call it the TVA Jacksonville, because, you come in, I'm like, I try to remember because we have an intimate relationship. I have a conversation. It's not a bullshit conversation. My sister gets jealous of my relationship with people who come into my shop. I tell her all the time, you pay my rent, Maggie, I'll know everything about you. But until then, you know what I mean? Like, I see you live in another city in Austin, Texas. It's hard to get a hold of you. You know what I mean? It's hard to talk on a regular basis. And I'm not one of those people that grew up in a generation where you talked all the time. If there wasn't email or text messages or Facebook, I wouldn't know shit about anybody.
I talk to myself.
Yeah.
I found a little recorder and I talked to myself.
But I know like, oh, hey, are you off today? Oh, you're on vacation. Oh, what happened last week? Did you get through that? Or him going out of town? People fucking loyal. They say like, oh, I went to this place. Sorry, we felt like you're cheating on you. And I'm like, no, what are you talking about? Go anywhere, do anything you want. I'm lucky to have anybody who stops in at all. But it is important to, have somebody that actually gives a shit like, hey, Mr. Torres. I remember your name. Going to Publix, no one fucking remembers your name.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing I want to wrap up and say about Gotham City Limit, about you, Ben, is thank you. You have done so much for me. You've done so much for the podcast. We've grown so much.
Cool.
Here.
That's awesome.
And
I mean, honestly,
it's always like you're always willing to like work and like do crazy things. Like, so you want to make a deal, steals and deals. You're always willing to do these things. Like, you sponsor so many different like sports teams and stuff like that. You did the Iceman. You're like, we're doing the Open again, like we're saying tomorrow. Tap out.
Yeah.
Or sorry, tap cancer out.
Yeah, exactly. I sell the merchandise for them. I'm be at the merch table selling merch for them.
So yeah, so you
Yeah,
are
so
going to
I'll
be
be
there.
there.
I will definitely.
Oh, I'll be there. I'm volunteering. Yeah,
Oh,
I'll be
yeah.
there. I gotta get there at like 7 a.m.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So it's and then I think it starts at 9. But
Got
I
it.
get there early. They want help. They just need to move stuff around. You know what I mean? It's my high school buddy. Literally, it's my best friend from high school who started this thing. And if I'm gonna be dead honest with you, I really appreciate the compliments. I do everything just to make the community better because I think Jacksonville's badass. And then secondly, I am gonna pat myself on the back. The whole reason the JJ tournament is in Jacksonville is because of fucking me. Because I told John to do it in town. So I have like got extra volunteers showing up, thanks to a couple people in the shop that are going to show up. But I got extra volunteers. I've been sharing it and trying to do stuff because I feel responsible because I want the one in Jacksonville to be good because I want him to come back and I want it to be worthwhile because he's already gone down to South Florida. He's been to Orlando. He's been to a bunch of other cities. I want Jackson. And I think Jacksonville rocks. I think maybe Jacksonville didn't rock 15 years ago, but I think Jacksonville rocks right now, and I think everybody would benefit from living here. I think the city's badass. I think Shad Khan's going to make downtown awesome, and I'm excited about the future. I think Jaguars are going to kick butt. I really do think we're going to be an NFL power for the next 10 years. No joke. So I've gambled by buying season tickets. I bought into it, and let's do this. I know this year's rough, but I think Jacksonville's a badass city, and I think it's only going to get more badass. And if you make downtown Jacksonville badass, like a place to fucking want to go, the city rocks. It's cheap. Real estate's cheap. The people are badass. It's fun. You can do anything you want. I mean, I don't know. I'd be the mayor of this fine city if politics didn't fucking suck.
So guys, remember. So you want to make a deal? November 6th. Check us out.
Saturday. Yeah, we're doing that. And then Steals and Deals every Thursday. But follow us on Gotham City Limit on our Facebook page, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Gotham City Limit on Facebook, especially, and Instagram. Make sure you hit that live, get those notifications, because I go on randomly and I just give shit away. It's unbelievable what I do. But last thing I'm going to say is, real quick, with great power comes great responsibility.
Peace.
Peace.